Yeah, I'm Ted Doring, and Bruce has just brought in this 1919 Cleveland to be part of the Motorcyclopedia display.
Okay, yeah, I just finished restoration on this. Been working on it for about 4 months now. Yeah, it's a 1919 Cleveland single, and come back to the museum.
I think Bruce and I, we started in 1997. Bruce took the one motorcycle home with him and started this chain of restorations.
Started at Columbia, I think, was the first one. So it's been about 19 years ago or something. Yeah, this is the latest one. This 1919 Cleveland. It's a little lightweight single. Little 2-cycle motor, 2-speed transmission. Made in my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, the Cleveland company was actually started by National Screw Company, which is a big fastener company back in the teens. They had real money behind it when they started this. It started in 1916. This was their first model, this little lightweight 2-stroke. They sold quite a few of them. It was a cheap bike.
So basically, if you're saying from 1916 to 29, total production had to be pretty good.
Tens of thousands of these, yeah.
Total, so that's...
This is a cheap bike. It cost $225 back then, which wasn't that bad.
So the idea of economical, you're saying transportation,
just city transportation,
city,
right.
go to work.
For the factory work or something to, the advertising was cheaper than taking the streetcar.
But every idea on there is proprietary. You look at even like the seat bracket, the way they put a cross piece in the back, and the way it's mounted to the frame.
Yeah. One of the first cantilevered forks, and they say it's crankshaft's mounted front to back, so when the bike runs, it actually shakes a little left to right instead of front to back. It's got a worm gear drive in the transmission. That's why both sprockets are about the same size. The gear reduction's all done right in the transmission.
Something how they got the chain lined up, everything's in line.
Yep, it's all right with the frame, They got the motor kind of underslung, which leaves the magneto kind of vulnerable down there. They had a lot of problems with the rear wheel throwing water up on the mag.
And then you explained how the caps on the gas tank are the same as the toolbox?
Yeah, this is the toolbox underneath here. And the stamping on the end of the gas tank is the same as the stamping on the end of the toolbox, so they doubled up on their thing and made for a real attractive looking combination there.
So you believe it's one of the first 2-stroke, or is the first two?
One of the first mass-produced 2-strokes in America. Yeah, a real basic little 2-stroke. That was real new in the teens. You had the Bosch magneto, and the Chevrolet carburetor. And it's got a unique carburetor. It's got 2 controls, and it's not a throttle and a choke. It's actually 2 throttles. You can mix the gas in the air, so you can control your mixture and your speed there.
So when you mix the oil with the gas, it was the same. The ratios are similar to what?
Pretty similar. The oil's way better now, so they mix them a little leaner, but it's all 20-to-1 or 16-to-1. You had to mix gas with the oil in the tank. It's the only lubrication that motor gets. Interesting bike. There's one of these in the Smithsonian. It's been in there since, the 30s or 40s. This is just 2 serial numbers different than theirs. We call theirs a 1918, but it's really a 1919, so years better identified than the Smithsonian.
We try to keep all the whatever facts. I know when you bring something in, you try to write up all the notes and
nice.
The personal story or the
history of that exact bike,
where it came from, or
like you say, you find a sales brochure, tell you that it's 2¼ inch bore and 2 3/4 inch stroke and 2.5 horsepower. That's all available. But where this particular bike came from, what its history was.
I think it's 97 years old. We've got to keep it together for at least the next 20 or 30, and hopefully somebody will.
Yeah, if it lasted this long, it'll probably last
for the
a
next
little longer.
100. Yeah, a lot of nice fittings on that frame. All in the middle of the seat area.
That's all original, nuts and bolts. Original, yeah. Right from the Cleveland factory, 1919.
I think when you look at something made in those days, every part was made here. Whereas, today, if it's made Japan,
the hardware stuff was all just off-the-shelf stuff.
And it's all assembled from components.
They made everything. Every nut and bolt there is non-standard. That's how they did it back then.
So they're still Clincher tires. Yeah.
Yep, Clincher tires. The original rims on this, original sheet metal. It's a pretty intact bike. Had to put spokes in it, had to put tires on it, all the rubber parts. Rebuild the mag, rebuild the carb. Basic bike is all there and it's nice.